So guys, Alex Forrest here. Now I'm just going to introduce to you today a whole new series. It's going to be a dating toolkit, and it's going to cover every single situation that you can conceivably imagine of when it comes to going out on a date, so that you're fully prepared for the unexpected. Because I've been on a whole bunch of dates, and I have written a couple of books, 52 First Dates, volumes 1 and 2, in which I did go on a crazy project inspired by my favourite PUA seduction guru, and it was just extraordinary, because I did find myself in a whole variety of different situations. So this series of videos, and I encourage you ka-ching to buy the books and use them as an accompaniment to this video series. It did have just an absolutely crazily wild array of experiences, and at the end of each story, if you dip into the books, the good, the bad, the ugly, that will inspire you, or make you laugh, it will make you cry, you'll find some good stories to read, I hope. And at the end of each story, you will find a topic section in which I, talk about the learning point that I took away from that date, the silver bullet of dating wisdom. Why not compare myself to a werewolf? And so I hope that this is going to be kind of real for you, because one of the big problems with stuff online and people who are putting out all sorts of hackneyed wisdom about how to go about dating girls, and is that you just have to ask yourself, well, what's your real experience, mate? What have you done? Have you actually fought in a battle? Have you actually been on the field of play? And I'd like to know that the person that I'm listening to does have the actual credentials and authority to talk about it. I mean, you wouldn't take tennis lessons from a tennis commentator, would you? You'd want to take them from someone who at least masters a level of skills when it comes to playing the game of tennis. So I hope that this series going forward, you will have the confidence that what you're listening to is based on real life experience. Now, this idea for this series, it's not exactly a revolutionary idea, but it is targeted at the mature and more vintage dude, and I mean it was inspired actually just 3 weeks ago by the most amazing first date that I've had in a long time, with a girl who I'm genuinely attracted to, who's probably around 15-20 years my junior. She really hits the mark for me in terms of attractiveness, and she's someone whose company I really enjoy, and she's a smart girl who's independent, running her own business, and it's just one of those magic moments, and it was one of those magic first dates, and it made me realise that I've been through the wars, the ups and downs over the years of going on all these dates, going on this rite of passage with the goal of becoming good at dating. Just that objective of wanting to become good at the dating dance. And it was one of those dates where it just simply all clicked into place. I won't say it was completely effortless. You always have to stay focused and you always have to work hard. But I felt like it was the vindication of everything that I'd done previously. I would love to talk more about that date, but actually, the particular girl in question figured me out and discovered this YouTube channel and my books online. Fortunately, she hasn't got a problem with it and is still continuing to date me. But I obviously, for personal reasons, I don't want to go into the details of the date. Perhaps I'll have to write a book about it and get her permission, because for all sorts of interesting reasons, it was just a date that hit all the marks. I mean, do talk to me about it next time you're in town in Warsaw, or Skype me, because it was, as I say, a total vindication of everything that I have learned over the last 4 or 5 years when it comes to going on an extraordinary number of dates, with the goal of finding a long-term partner, but coming at that from the point of view of strength and confidence, which is the most attractive quality that you can possess as far as the girl is concerned. It's a penny that takes forever to drop, because you look at yourself in the mirror at 8 o'clock in the morning, you've got a bit of a belly and you're starting to have a bit of crow's feet around your forehead, and you're looking a bit slumped, and actually these things are not as important to a girl, anywhere near as important to a girl as you think. And this is why the date that I just referred to is so inspirational, is because it was the confidence, and she actually talked about it after we got to know each other, how that was the thing that was simply the most attractive of all. So strength and confidence is supremely trumps looks or going down that proverbial gym, and I'm living, walking, talking evidence of it. Yes, yours ugly, yours truly, Mr. Forrest. So just to tell you a little bit about the structure, I've got, as I say, going to just do these little nugget-sized YouTube videos over the coming months, and I'm going to make sure I'm just going to cover every single eventuality that you can face, every single predicament that a dude can face when it comes to the dating arena. So you can dip into them, you can watch a video that's relevant to the issue that you might be faced with before you go out on a date, or if you want to, spend a weekend and read up the stories and get really into it, then you can and buy the books, ka-ching. Then you can obviously do that too, just get a little bit more depth and see where this knowledge derives from, like real life field experience built on being in the dating arena itself on a weekly basis, certainly during the course of that project that ran about 18 months. Okay, just one small thing. I do encourage you to take action and to get some mastery in this area of your life. I mean, we live right now in August in a ghost town of London. It's eerily quiet. There's such sort of subtle social pressures that are stopping you from taking action. There's this fear, there's this nervousness, there's this cancel culture that you're not allowed to express an opinion if it goes against the prevailing minority view, and you kind of feel that comes on the back of the whole Me Too movement, and then you've got the coronavirus, and then you've got the Black Lives Matter. I mean, goodness gracious, you could be forgiven for wanting to go and turn your back on life and wander off into a forest and become a hermit or a guru and just have nothing to do with the world right now. Well, I think there are times when you do need to go into a quiet place, but that's only so you can come out of that quiet place refreshed and reinvigorated. So I do encourage you to continue to think about taking action. There could be nothing more beautiful and nothing more natural than approaching girls during the daytime in bars, coffee shops, shopping centres, in the street, and so on, and then going out on dates with meeting real life girls rather than trying to manufacture dates through the internet or through Tinder. I mean, it's becoming a dystopian, Orwellian or Aldous Huxley-like world. Let's not go there. Let's try and keep it real. Let's try and be, men. Let's own our manhood. Beginning to sound a little bit like the manosphere, but let's keep it real and actually meet girls in the most normal and natural way that you can possibly conceive of, which is the actual girl herself in front of you, rather than some manufactured, data-driven electronic image of her through your phone or through your computer. So the first in this series is going to be the kiss. It was quite an interesting first date, really, because it was a fantastic first date. They weren't all as good as this one. And what I learned from it was that kind of difficult situation that guys struggle with is, the kiss. Well, what do I do? When should it happen? Should it happen on the first date at all? Etc., etc., etc. So that's the topic coming right up. Goes without saying. Two things go without saying. Number one, strap on your balls, you bastards. Get out there. Number two, goes without saying. Yeah, exactly. Buy my books.